long time as the final boss of his team. It is
MVP DongRaeGu.
A lot of people thought this guy might be out of the tournament entirely, but he did, like you said, advance over Sky High, so he's going to be in next season no matter what.
It was a close battle. He won with a 2-1 against his Terran opponent. Now he's up against a Zerg player. Starting to the top left, we have for Team Root Gaming.
Root Gaming YugiOh.
Always trust in the heart of the cards.
Yeah. You know, when asked, why did you make your username, he said, I heard about the show, it sounded like a good name. When asked if he played the game or watched the show, he said no. So, kind of a mystery there.
He's one of the few players that actually said that it was on a foreign team and said when Blizzard introduced WCS that he wants to participate in Korea, that he doesn't want to take the opportunity to go abroad and participate in WCS America. Made it happen in the qualifier and took out SC in his final matches. Recorded him at the qualifier. He actually looked a little bit bored going into that game, which was really funny. But now we have him here in the Challenger League in the second season already, and he and his opponent, they both go for the hatch first.
So what's really interesting about this map is that there are basically two naturals that you can take, and YugiOh's taken the one to the right side of his main, whereas we have DRG taking the one diagonally from his main base, and this makes it a little bit harder to scout in ZVZ because you don't know exactly which natural your opponent's going to take. So DRG's Overlord scout is checking the normal natural, but he's not going to find a hatchery there, which may lead him to believe that it's a really delayed hatchery, but in fact it's just a hatch first to the north. So really cool idea here by YugiOh to put that hatchery there on this map.
Let's talk a little bit about the statistics for the two players in Heart of the Swarm. We talked already a bit about YugiOh being, of course, in the Premier League and then falling down here to the Challenger League. And when you go down his match history, you find 9 maps played against Zerg, and he won only 4 of them, so he has a 44% win ratio. He lost to Hyun twice, and he also lost to Solki. Was able to take a map of Solki on the other hand, though, back in July. So, still a little bit with the shaky of a ZVZ, but he was up against some of the best ZVZ players out there, so it's still alright. On the other hand, then we have DRG, and DRG played only 2 Zerg players in Heart of the Swarm offline just yet, which is Lenog and ST, and he lost to both of them. He only won a single map out of the 4 that he played, so he's currently down at a 25% win ratio. Not the best here, so we don't have too much data on both of these players. YugiOh is a little bit more successful these days than DRG, but DongRaeGu is a very experienced player and has been a champion in the past, so he can definitely come back into such a series. You should never underestimate him.
Exactly. You know, just looking at those stats alone doesn't tell you everything. Really good players who played against too in the matchups. So we have, at this moment in time, a gas bank for YugiOh. He has over 100 gas. He mined 120. And he's stopped there. He's been just trying to get his extra queens up before he starts speed, it looks like. He could try to use this gas for banelings only, but I feel like he needs to start speed here. I mean, am I missing something? Is he trying to go for a fast layer?
No, at this point I can only see him get the drones on until he's at 36 and then go for the speed, but I don't know. For right now he's just scouting a little bit, trying to find out what exactly is happening. A fast layer, something that you see sometimes, but it's not... Well, it's YugiOh. The thing about YugiOh is he really likes to play strategies that are not all too common, but he could have also just gone to get the upgrade. I don't see it really though.
Yeah, he's adding an extra extractor right now. And now starts a layer?
Yeah, starts the layer very early on, so he got the scouting information that he wanted to have. For him it was important to find out if there's already gas being taken for DRG, if he's up against a very aggressive build, and if that's not the case, he can invest into the layer. Could have used a bit of a different timing here, but it was just, I feel, a precaution move, trying to find out early if he needs that early speed, if DRG is playing aggressive, and then when YugiOh realized that right now there's nothing in the main base of DongRaeGu that has to be a concern to him, he went into the faster layer take instead.
Yeah, and you know in ZVZ, link speed isn't always that important if you can get your lair tech out like this and get your Roach Warren up.
DRG is also skipped speed for a long time. He just now started producing it, but he built it after he went into the Roach Warren. So he gets a very delayed speed himself, but in terms of gas, he's still a little behind. And this faster tech for YugiOh will of course give him not only access to the +2 attack upgrade, he's already getting +1, but we will see him with a faster speed upgrade for his Roaches too.
You know what's really interesting is YugiOh takes this natural. The rock tower nearby has 47 hit points left only, so a few more hits with the queen or a few lings and his base will actually be cut off from himself. He won't even be able to reinforce units over there, so Interesting that he attacked the rock tower so much and then made the base anyways. I thought he might take a different third instead, just to eliminate another path of DRG, but it looks like he's actually going to just keep it.
Well, right now he can actually take down that Overlord.
Yeah, he's going to go for it. He really wants to deny scouting here, it looks like, and, well, should be chasing it.
He doesn't take the Overlord, but he could actually just attack it. He has the creep already there, Queen's in the vicinity, so he could just move in and take it out. So I'm really surprised that he doesn't do that.
DRG is making a lot of lings. He has 42 plus 12 more. I'll put him up to 54. He's going to go for a big attack here. He's hidden all of his lings. YugiOh has no idea Speed is about to finish, and he's going to... Actually, he doesn't even see this with his Overlords. He's going to see this way too late. Does he have enough roaches?
And YugiOh missed the opportunity to supply block his opponent, and that's going to become an issue later on. Speed is going to kick in just a second. We don't have the +1 attack upgrade for YugiOh done just yet. This is becoming a huge issue. There are a lot of roaches, but not enough. Here come those rocks. He prepared them earlier. Yeah. And now he exposes his third, but at least he saves the rest of his base.
This is really cool. Now the rock idea seems to kind of come together here. Buys him a lot of time. Yeah, he sacrifices the hatchery here, but the rocks buy him so much time to get those extra roaches out. He's about to have +1 for his roaches as well.
And with a +1 attack upgrade, he's gonna two-shot a Zergling. You know, I think at this point his thought process really is that it's not gonna be a big issue for him to sacrifice his third base, because he knows that there was a massive investment in minerals for DRG. And those Zerglings won't do a lot later on now that the +1 attack upgrade is done and the +2 attack has been started. Yeah. So these lings can be very effective for run-bys, but if in a straight-up fight, they're not gonna help DRG, and that's what YugiOh is now trying to force with this move out.
Exactly. Here he goes. DRG has to turn around. He sees this army move out here with his Overlord, and, you know, he's actually running by.
Yeah, exactly. As I just said, for the run-by, they are still very effective, and 3 roaches are not going to cut it here.
So we may have an elimination scenario here. The roaches going to the natural of DRG, and the lings are already in the main base going to work. Good position on those roaches. He doesn't have a baneling nest. He's just going to have to rely on spawning units here to defend.
I like the position for YugiOh a lot better than I like the position for DRG. The roaches are going to wreak havoc at the bottom right, and at the same time, as you already mentioned, yes, YugiOh is losing a lot at the top left, but as long as he can reproduce roaches, that's going to be fine, since he has that advantage in the attack upgrades.
Yeah, and he's got so much production right now, so many roaches on the way for him. It looks like DRG with these spine crawlers may be able to stave this attack off, but he's lost so much. Right now, the worker count 40 to 24, definitely in favor of DRG here, but he's losing a lot of drones as we speak.
He's losing a lot at the bottom right now, but the roach numbers for YugiOh are still pretty small. He didn't snipe that roach warren when he was entering the base of his opponent. So right now, it's just being a little bit of a battle of economy. We have the +2 attack upgrade, more than halfway done for YugiOh. He has the third base at the top right. We still have both of them at roughly the same supply. Let's just have a look at the drone supply at this point. We still have YugiOh far behind his opponent, 24 against 38.
Yeah.
Which means that his army is a lot bigger.
Exactly, and he's continuing to pressure with said army, just trying to trade roaches here a little bit at the front. Meanwhile, we'll get his queen sniped at his natural. The third base that he has the right side of the map has not yet been seen by DRG. He has no idea about that. And here comes the pressure. He's trying to just poke away at these structures on the wall.
The roach warren is very much exposed, and he doesn't have the upgrade just yet. We have immediately DRG rebuilding his roach warren even before the first one is gone. But he might lose the speed upgrade for his roaches, and that's definitely an issue. Speed upgrade is not in the game for him.
Yeah, and this is exactly why YugiOh can do things like this. He can actually kind of kite against DRG's roaches because he has that speed upgrade.
+2 is going to be done in just a second. He also has Burrow on the production tab. That's going to finish in a few more seconds, and then he can use it to replenish the hit points on his roaches. A great position for YugiOh here in game number 1.
Just goes to show how much roach speed can really help you control a battle, control a choke point. He is just microing his heart out here. DRG dropping in supply like crazy, having to pull his drones off. He's so desperate to hold here.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of mining time.
There's the Burrow.
He still has more supply in drones than his opponent, but it just doesn't help him because he can't put it to use. Now we even have the Contaminate on top of the hatch.
GG!
No production, no upgrades.